All right, so today's topic for our mastermind is I got $1,000 in marketing money. How do I make it the biggest impact on that? Like essentially. So I am sharing my screen because the way I like to do this is oh my goodness, somebody just put a big old chunk of text. Hold on, now I gotta find the text message. Whoop. All right.
It's just me.
Oh, okay, that's Melanie. All right, that's good. Okay. So she came prepared. So it's $50 on business, 200 on headshots, directional signs, lock boxes. Boom, boom. That's 500. We're about 750. Okay. All right. So
I
here.
have the rest of it. It just hit send. And also realized that I didn't realize you wanted us to spend it all in marketing. So
Well, this is just kind of a total open conversation because I think it's like, okay, you know,
I get the chat
what
box.
ideas? Where's business? And I mean, it could be right now business, it could be future business, it could be all of that kind of stuff. So I'm open for ideas. So what are some ideas where we would spend money with regards to um, getting business right now? And actually, while you guys are thinking on that, let me get a book here. You can throw out ideas. I'm waiting.
Dan, I've got an idea.
All right, what you got?
All right. So identify whatever your geo farm is, however many houses it is, and put together a little flyer. You're going to do a what's happening in whatever area it might be. Let's just say it's a little neighborhood of in Everett. It's a couple of subdivisions. And you're going to put together a state of the state, what's happening in whatever zip code it is. And you partner with a local business. Maybe there's a new restaurant or a brew pub or a winery that's opened up. You have a bunch of economic data, what's going on with housing. You print some flyers. I don't know. Let's say you print 500 with a QR code with an Eventbrite on, and those flyers can't cost you that much. And whatever you go partner with, like I said, a little brew pub or wherever it is, and you invite the people from this little neighborhood. You door knock around it and say, "My name is Melanie. My name is Jim. My name is Austin. I'm inviting you out. I wanted to invite you to this event we're having. It's kind of a what's happening in whatever neighborhood. If you want to go, you scan this QR code. Also, we're going to have a giveaway of $20 or $50 there, and then you just carry it out. They're going to donate the time, the place, and it's a great way to get in conversation with people. And if you like to door knock, it gives you something to give out to people as opposed to hi, I'm Vance, and do you want to buy or sell right now? So I think that would be a good use of the money.
That's a great way to put it. So essentially what we're talking about here is a micro client event. It's
Yes.
micro.
Yes.
It's not your thank you for clients, and it could be anybody at
Oh,
any time, a brand new agent, a
yes.
seasoned agent. Find that neighborhood that is yours that you're wanting to own, and essentially put a presentation together for them.
Yeah. Something interesting, something fun, because the days of having the old, when I first got into business, is come on out to the Marriott. We're going to have a first time home buyer seminar and we're going to have some rubber chicken. Nobody wants to go out to that anymore. They want to go to a brew pub or a winery or someplace fun. And most of those places have cool little spots. And you just have something that's fun. Everybody's curious as to what's going on in their neighborhood. Everybody's curious about the local businesses. And you could even have a partner, a lender, a title company co-sponsor it with you and just do it monthly, quarterly. I think it'd be kind of fun, kind of cool.
I like that. Any thoughts? Anybody want to add to that? Welcome, Conrad. I saw you come in. Oh, and welcome, Aaron. How you feeling, Aaron?
Like S blank blank.
Like not well, like
Yeah.
like an Irishman after a long night.
Hey, what's that mean?
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, Melanie, are you Irish too?
Oh, I mean, what?
Hey, whoa.
No, Aaron and I know each other.
Oh, that's the hey. I gotcha. All right.
Hello. Feeling a bit better. Still got it. Yeah, got COVID. So I am.
Oh, that was COVID, huh?
Yeah. Did test yesterday. So Angela's worse off than I am.
Oops.
Yeah, but doing okay. I did miss the start of the conversation.
Yeah, that's okay. Just for a recap for everybody here is we're talking about $1,000 budget on marketing and how to have the biggest impact. So, we're just looking for ideas. You don't have to spend $1,000, but the point being, in Vance put in there, like, get these businesses to sponsor you, right? They're trying to attract customers too. People are going to spend in their locations. But you're becoming the straw that's.
Right on the way here.
So actually, Aaron, why don't you share what you did? Because it was under $1,000 budget, I guess, but kind of share how you got involved in the community.
There's a couple of different things. I mean, the most recent one, if you're referring to it, is and I mean, there was a need for it here in Everett. Snohomish County. I created an Irish and Celtic association, and so far it's gained traction. I think we have, I think on our Facebook group we've probably around 200 people signed up. We've had an event in December that's been very successful with Irish and Scottish music. But that's creating a community organization. But to be involved in the area, I've worked with two groups, Housing Hope and Cocoon House, that help the homeless situation that we have here in the area. They're very involved.
Can I redirect you just to this event specifically, because
Okay.
people can label it specifically how they want it to, because it could be around their passions. It can be a rowing club, it could be a hiking club, it could be whatever. But
Yeah.
when you started, you found that there was kind of a vacuum for this community because you saw another community in another location. So I think one of the important things to kind of strategize is identifying a need for a community. Now, the next steps, when you were like, hey, we have this, what did you do to kind of reach out and get some allies in that with you?
I reached out there is an Irish Heritage Society in Seattle, and I reached out to, in Mount Vernon has a Celtic association, and I reached out to in our area, local dance, music, Celtic organizations. And I got involved with them and posted on their sites about our site. And, I think I got pretty lucky meeting someone that really knew or was involved with the association who wanted to help grow our group up here. So that kind of helped create an event. But it got the word out, and there was a lot of support because of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people wanting to see success in that.
So essentially what you did is you went to that community, and then you knew that there were people that were going to cross-pollinate those communities, right? That were going to be a part of King County that would also want to be a part of this. And they helped get the word out.
I mean, I hoped, I don't think I knew, but I definitely wanted their support, which they've given. And in fact, now what's happened is the Irish Heritage Society in Seattle want me to join the board, which I think is a great move too, because they've seen success with our group up here.
Okay, that's awesome. So then how much money did you invest in getting this group up and running?
More time than money. Yeah, so really it was hardly any money. It was connecting with all the communities and pulling people together. I got sponsorship from local Irish pubs. Really, there was not anything of my own, I think, that I spent.
Yeah, so it was mostly just the time you spent. Does anybody else have a question for Aaron with regards to this? Because I am actually working on a community myself as well, and that's kind of being a little selfish here to kind of glean how you're going about it. But does anybody else have any questions about that?
I got a question. I got a question, Dan. For your group you created, Aaron, did you do something through meetup groups, or did you do a Facebook group, or maybe you said it and I just didn't hear it? How did you, a website? What did you create to create that? And 200 people? That's phenomenal. That's really awesome already.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and this is only from November, I think. Yeah. And there's more people. It's really spreading quickly. So yes, we created a Facebook group called the Irish and Celtic Society of Snohomish County, and we're just trying to keep broadcasting it. I got connected with the local radio station in Everett as well. He's attending our meetings. So there are a lot of people who really want to see this succeed.
It's phenomenal. You guys, are you partnering with Sean O'Donnell's?
Oh yeah, Sean O'Donnell's are catering. We've an event coming up on the 17th, and they donated on the December. All their funds was donated towards the Irish dance group that performed. They've been very supportive, and the Irishmen as well in Everett. But we have created a Facebook page, and over time, I'm going to start a networking community within that group, and that's a part of our culture as well, where we work together within our community to support each other. And I'm gonna, obviously I'm gonna promote that, but I wanted to wait a little bit before really going in there, and I want that to be organized well. But right now I'm putting out posts. It's on my my email, so people see that I'm a realtor, and then I'll mention this as well at our meeting, and lightly have my information out there. The last meeting I had my business cards all on the table.
Yeah.
I love this.
All
I'm
right.
going to find you. Can I join it without being, I've got Irish descent, but it's many generations ago. Can I join?
If you do the 13andMe and send me the results, maybe.
I like Guinness. Does that help?
You're in.
Okay.
What if I oppressed the Irish for many, many generations? Can I come?
You're not the only one.
Okay, I want to pivot a little bit because I think that's a good idea, and some people may be able to resonate with that, some people may not. Austin, so you're a home inspector, right? So that's kind of your where you spend a lot of your time, but you obviously interact with a lot of real estate agents. What advice would you, and you're a real estate agent, so I don't want to take that away because you're a real estate agent. What advice would you give for $1,000? Where would you spend your money?
Honestly, for both hats that I'm wearing, the thing that's been proving the most effective return on investment has been Google local service ads.
Okay.
It's not the impressions ads that they used to do. There's this newer past couple years. It's local service ads, or your let me see if I can pull it up.
Is that the Google screened product?
Yeah, it's you have to be, they do a screening before they put you in. You're paying a little bit more per lead, but I will say that their dispute process is a lot better than it used to be. Like I get a sales call, somebody say, "Can you put me on your vendor list?" I can just go in and dispute it, and 9 times out of 10 they just automatically refund it, and the other time they ask for more information. And it's been great for both sides of my business.
Okay. Where I do most of my business is on the east side, so it's very competitive over there. And I have yelled at those guys for years about why my stuff is not showing up and why I'm not getting any stuff. Because there's some people there that show up that are way higher than me, that have less reviews than me. And I'm like, what's going on? When are you guys going to start sending me real business? Because I have a friend in Utah who I asked him, what is your most impactful marketing dollars? And he said the same thing. He said the same.
Yeah.
So it's working for him, but it didn't work for me.
And that's the other thing with it is, if you have 10 people that are focusing on the same keywords, it's going to drive your price up and you're going to get less leads. It's Google guaranteed, I think, is what you want to.
So here it is. Do you guys see this Google screened right there? Do you guys see my screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually what I need to do is I need to go incognito, and let's try this. Google Realtor. Let's see what it kicks out. So one of the things you'll notice is there's nothing on the right-hand side, but we've got all of these right here. Haley Ford, Robert Ott. Robert Ott is in frickin' Renton.
He's advertising for Everett though.
Yeah, Ben Kinney Real
He's-
Estate Team. There's Ben Kinney's in there. Lance Auto and Associates, TriStar, Helixson, Rexmont, Tribeca. Yeah, so let's see if I go. Let's see if I come up. Although I think I didn't renew my stuff. I want to do that.
Rexmont.
Rexmont, yeah, he's a team down there too.
I started with him.
Who did?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rexmont. Yeah, he's a puppy mill of real estate teams. He'll take anyone, obviously.
Oh, puppy meat. Yes.
Puppy
Oh, thanks, Dan.
Okay. So the Google Screen product is, you said you called it Google Verified, Austin?
Google guaranteed.
Google Guaranteed. See what we got there. There you go. I don't even know. That's different. But local ad services, I mean, along those lines too, I will say Dan Edwards. Falling. So this right here, not now. This right here is my Google Your Business. And that's kind of where it starts is if you don't have a profile that has your name, that dash realtor, then that is free and you should create it because it will help. See all these results here, Dan Edwards, Dan Edwards, Dan Edwards. So if I say to somebody, hey, just Google Dan Edwards Realtor, they're going to get it. Okay. So far we've gotten, oh, look up 98203. Okay, let me do that. Realtor in Everett. 98203. See what I get. I would say based on this results or realtor in Everett, I think that there's some cheap ads that can be made.
And then the thing with it is you're not paying unless somebody actually contacts you. Like you're not paying out if they click on that link. You're only paying for the lead and you can set your budget. I mean, I've set both budget. I do not pay anywhere close to what I've set my budget at on a monthly basis. I put both of them like in the $1,500 range and I'm paying like maybe $100 to $200 a week. So I'm at most $600 to $800 a month. And my return on investment on both sides has been at least 5 to 1, if not closer to 10 to 1. So it's, and as we know, the long game is referrals off of those. So as long as you're putting those into your CRM and continuing to contact them, and that's short term. Some of these people are percolating for longer term, as interest rates drop. I'm still staying in contact with them to try to generate business, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road.
All right. So now let's pivot again. And again, you got $1,000 to spend. You want a high return on your interest. We've got kind of some events. We've got a community. We've got, Google My Business and Google Screened or whatever. What else? What other ideas we got?
I'm a big believer in relationships in business and referral business. I think no matter what business you're in, that's the best business to get. So I think I would take my $1,000 and join a group, whether it's BNI. I have a friend of mine who has built her real estate career through her tennis membership. She's very active in a tennis club and a group of ladies, and she's had a remarkable career based off of that membership. So I'm in a BNI group. It's a growing group. I probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 transactions a year, but it's all really good referral business. And, there's a time commitment there as well that you don't have with Google ads, but I think I would take my $1,000 and join a group.
That's a good idea. Yeah, BNI is about $1,000 a year. And it is actually a business building product, right? I do know of somebody, Jason's got some good music going on. Are you raising your hand? Are you very excited? Okay, good. Like joining a golf club, right? Joining a pickleball group. I would lose respect for you all if you joined a pickleball club. Before I did, anyways. But yeah, that's actually a great. I became part of a business allied. It's like an open affiliation, right? So it doesn't have to be a very expensive group, but it should be around your interests. But the business part, the BNI part, is in the effort of connecting with businesses, you start to create a database that gets bigger, right? So that's a good one.
Okay, Dan, I have a question.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
you were saying about Google that you put your, the Google thing. Don't you have to pay like extra to be on the top? I don't know, 10, 50, and it's a lot of money. I called somebody and they said, oh, if you want to be in top 10s, you have to pay like 2,500 per year or something like that. So don't you have to pay for that too?
So yeah, that's a great question, and to break down the internet world, I think you have to compartmentalize what we're talking about, because yes, if you want to show up in Google at the top, it's going to cost a lot of money. We're not necessarily talking about that. The Google Screen product is a little different because you do bid for a position. Back in the day, I used to sell computer hardware components and software, and we would list a specific product and we would bid to be the first, second, or third. And when we were the first, we had twice as many orders as the second and third.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're talking about that. I think you can quickly lose a lot of money in that direction. So,
right.
So yeah, that's not what we mean. I think what we mean is like be a little bit more strategic with your marketing dollars in that if you can get it to the Google Screen it's only if they click on your and call you, right? But I haven't seen it as effective as Austin has, so I have to take, his experience.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, to jump in on that, I mean, I think it's also going to depend on, other agents and your competition, because, they want people there clicking on stuff. Google's trying to maximize their dollars. I mean, that's essentially what it is. So, if you're not competing against people, they're going to let you get away with less because they want to get something. But if there's more, it's going to cost you more. So it's all about the competition and how many people are in a certain area and the keyword or location that you're looking at.
Yeah. Yeah. And so one of the things that I'm seeing Realtor in Everett doesn't seem to me to have a lot of competition just based on what I'm seeing. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's because of how I'm logged in, but I feel like there might be some way to do it in a measured way. One thing we haven't talked about is social media marketing and how to do that. And I think that there's probably a lot more that we could talk about, but I don't know, honestly, I don't recommend it as a strategy just for buyers and sellers. I more or less recommend it to build your existing brand. Let me see if I can explain and unpack that. So there's two types of marketing. There is active marketing and passive marketing, right? Or prospecting and marketing. I think that's a way to put it. So a prospecting item, I'm reading off of the book Shift. Prospecting would be like telemarketing face to face, And then marketing is advertising, promotional items, internet, direct mail, broadcast, like bulk email, directional signs, that's all marketing. So the way I treat social media is kind of like marketing, right? You have to have the prospecting to go along with it in order to boost it. My experience for me is actually, this was actually a topic I wanted to get is, what if we could cultivate like Redfin? And I know I'm putting that on that, but I have a conversation with a lot of Redfin agents, and one of their biggest challenges to leaving a company like Redfin is, imagine getting appointments on your calendars to preview homes. What's the difference between that and somebody simply clicking on a house that you have posted on either Facebook or a piece of social media and liking it or registering for your site? What's the difference between those two?
The personal contact, I think, like,
Okay, personal contact. But they're further down the funnel, right?
yeah.
So how do we advertise for further down the funnel people so that when they register on our site, they're the type that want to tour a home?
Hmm. Somehow connect them to your website. I don't know.
It's getting in front of them at the right time, like being able to target, I don't know, with keywords or whatever in your social posts about whatever they're thinking about at that time when they're looking to go tour.
Well, and Jim, I don't know if you've got any input on this, or Conrad, or what, but what is your messaging for your advertisement? If your messaging for your advertisement is tour this home this Saturday, would that be a further down the funnel kind of person?
That's what I did. I don't think so.
Tell me more.
I think it should be something like directing them towards your personal I don't know, telling them what you do, and they can come to you whenever they like something else too, not for just that open house.
Okay, so let's take, for example, you guys can see my screen. These properties here in Everett, there's a button right here that says request tour, right? So what we would want to do is advertise, request tour today, right? If they sign up on your website requesting a tour of a house, do we believe they're further down the funnel than somebody that's just looking at a neat picture?
Well, that's as close to a transaction now as you can get, right? I mean,
Exactly. So if you advertise open house this weekend, not as far down the funnel. But if you say tour all homes in Everett before they get sold or something, you have to have a really strong call to action, so that the desired outcome is they're requesting a tour from you. Because when that happens, they're further down the funnel. And like Conrad said, that's the closest thing to a transaction. And obviously you parlay that tour into, hey, let's go over what's going on in the marketplace. So you kind of have to have a really good hook on your advertising. And my guess is you'll have a low click-through rate, because fewer people are going to click that property, that
Open house.
yeah,
Okay.
touring homes, because they're like, no, I don't want to do that, but I don't know. Let's see, can I make, one of the things I want to do is figure out how to make this request tour button a link, so that when they land on the page, it basically goes like that.
So just paste it. Just paste it the top.
I thought maybe it would, like I was clicking request tour with my right button and it just says, it doesn't have, copy link. So I'm gonna try something else. This is our websites with, and again, Conrad, Jim, Melanie, do your guys' websites, they come with your, in Austin, I don't know, do your websites come with a contact me for a tour button?
Yeah,
Okay, so I would play around with it. This is let's see, real estate team. I believe, I'm guessing almost everybody's site should have something like that.
Okay, so
That's so weird.
if you press the forward, you see the share button on that where you says request tour, it says link copied.
Oh, that worked for you?
I'm trying.
Oh, you're doing this on your computer there, right?
Yeah. So there's a heart and then there's a forward button. Do you see that? If you collect the forward button, it just says copy link.
That's just gonna be of the property though. That's you.
That's
sending
just the
to
property.
somebody. That's not the actual, yeah, what you're saying is right there,
Let's find it.
that forward button. So that's actually created this link, which is up here.
Okay, for just that house. Okay,
What
let's
I'm
find
trying to
some.
do is click here, and on that action right there, I wanted, because when I click on that action, I get this pop up.
Okay, let's see.
So I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of hack there.
So let me help you. Maybe a landing page with
The other one is to make an offer, right? I mean, those are two things that if you can start to kind of come up with a way for people to come into your world, then maybe you spend $100 and you get 2 clicks, but those 2 clicks are way further down the funnel, right? Than the other one. If somebody figures this out, then I'm gonna create some ads and see what happens. So along those lines, what type of ad products do you guys use in your business? It does have a contact me link at the bottom of the page, products. Yeah. Yeah, I would say platform, it would be the question, Melanie. And then, yeah, the links at the bottoms of the page, the contact me links, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the tour or make an offer button.
I did the contact me page on a landing page, contact me information on a landing page. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I will figure it out by tonight, but
Okay.
yeah.
Play around with the landing page idea so that, yeah, Jim, go ahead.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to click that button.
Oh,
That's a mistake. Sorry.
you're totally fine.
I had, when you're ready, I had some thoughts on the use of a website, but I didn't want to interrupt.
That's fine. Go ahead, Jim.
I had a website created when I started again in 2009, and I felt it was important for a presence and for credibility, etc. And was by a web designer, and I thought, in the beginning, I thought this is really cool. People used it sometimes to search with. I was advertising on Zillow at the time when it worked. It doesn't work anymore. I gave that up years ago, many years ago. But I really realized about 6 years ago, the web page wasn't serving the purpose anymore that I wanted it to. It was working for people differently. I have a search function on there, but that's only just to give credibility. My clients typically don't search on my webpage. And I was riding with a young couple about 6 years ago. I knew the they were engaged. I knew her. I was just meeting him, and he took out his phone and she was sitting in the back, he's sitting in the front, and he's scrolling, and he looks over at me and says, "I'm looking you up and getting to know you. This isn't about searching for houses. This is about exactly what Derek said. I'm getting to know you. I want to know who you are." And we had quite a ways to drive, and I said, are you happy? Oh yeah, I said, I really like what I'm seeing. I have gotten a number of referrals from attorneys who do divorces, and they're extremely contentious. By the time they get to mediation, they hate each other. They can't stand to be in the same room. They're not allowed to be in the same room. And one day, one of the attorneys said to me, I was doing a mediation and I gave your name to the wife and the wife's attorney in one room. On the other side of the office, the husband and the husband's attorney. And he said, out came 4 phones. And I thought, this has nothing to do with searching for houses. I'm not looking for, my webpage isn't about helping you search for houses. It needs to be about, who am I? What are my YouTube links on there that show who I am? What are my testimonials? That's finally what I said. Okay, I need a search function. I got an IDX solution. You can get to the multiple, but nobody cares about that. They want to know who I am. And that did more for me in terms of maybe not generating business as much as supporting and reinforcing credibility. So that's what I use my webpage for, is to answer the question that other people are saying to me, who are you? Let's look at your testimonials. I have a couple video testimonials from a divorced couple who can't be in the same room, can't stand each other, but they both were happy with me. And so those links are on my webpage. That became way more important to me in terms of credibility and getting connected and staying connected with people.
That's really brilliant, Jim. Do you still have that page? Can I look you up?
You can, and as you do, I designed it, and I was, I got to a point in the beginning when I had a web page in 2009. I thought, wow, this is really cool. I got a web page, and then, I didn't like it so much anymore, and I started working with a web designer, and thought I had learned to use PowerDirector, a video editing program, probably 15, 16, 17 years ago. It's very time consuming, but I really enjoyed it. And I just stepped back and said, I'm going to learn to do this myself. I'm going to learn to use WordPress. I'm going to learn to use all these tools. I'm going to do it myself. I want a simple, plain looking page. That's all I want. It's got an IDX solution. You can look up a home, which they don't care about. That just gives credibility. But
How
what
do
I want,
How do I find it, Jim?
JimPankowitz.com.
Spell your last name.
PANKIEWICZ. I want the testimonials and the About Me section to be strong. And so there it is. If you see it, there'll be a big house that I listed some years ago there in Mill Creek. Oh, there I am.
There you are. I love it. So testimonials. I love the video testimonials. The fact that you get your clients, and these are the 2 divorced couple right there.
That's a divorced couple. That's one. I work with a lot of them. That's one of them.
I love it. He's like, well, Eric's a jerk, but my real estate agent, Jim, was fantastic. No, that's really.
Yeah, you're kidding. I know you're kidding. But what was said off camera, especially for the husband, what he said off camera before we started, you about got it right.
That is so cool.
That's the best testimonial.
Yeah, I love this. Close to Microsoft, well maintained. I think if you don't have a gallery of your sold homes, you should get one right away. I'm going to show you. I think I have a seller showcase on mine. Seller showcase right here. So boom, 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 and then I don't know if these links still work. Yeah, I didn't think so. I have to fix that. Yeah, there we go. Big giant landing page. So that's the seller showcase, right? So we can kind of, I can say, hey, yeah, go check and take a look at all the successful sales that we've had. These are ones, a video. So I think it's kind of it. I think that about me idea, Jim, I think is a great way to really focus on somebody getting to know you, and then you just back up the rest with the product. So that's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to your webpage on this here, so people can kind of copy it. Let's see.
It really is raised this time.
So Melanie says, when teaching HB Ed, the lender and I both spend a few minutes, that's a home buyer education, telling our attendees who we are as people, what's important. Real estate's a relational business, and people are choosing to hire you, not the brokerage. Yeah, I love that. It's awesome. Okay, we got a few minutes left. Oh, we got 14 minutes left. Jason, haven't heard much from you. But here's one thing I know about Jason is he's frugal, which is a hardly used word. Cheap is usually what some people would call you, but I wouldn't call you cheap. I would call you frugal, wise, right? Just kidding. What are your thoughts on getting, really it's about getting more for less, right? Spending as little as you can, but getting a big impact for your business.
So, I mean, there's so much to say in this conversation. I think what Jim was saying was nailing it, right? A lot of times when I sit down with brand new agents, it's really about what's your web presence, because to Jim's point, when you do run into that lead that has said to themselves, I like your personality, I trust you, I think you'll be able to execute my contract for me. The next step, they go to the internet to learn about you. And so having a web presence, getting on realtor.com, getting on Zillow, getting on, I don't care if it's HomeLight, I don't care if it's getting on Yelp, but basically getting yourself a website. When someone goes to look up Jason Lincoln, what I can tell you about myself is there's seven different links that they could click on. Doesn't matter if it's my Facebook page, doesn't matter if it's my LinkedIn page, my Instagram page, my YouTube channel. The idea is people get a sense of, oh, Jason Lincoln sells real estate, right? So it's taking that temperature down, kind of piggybacking off of what Jim is saying, and giving them that sense that they'll work with you. As far as putting yourself in front of a path of leads, I would say, everyone's job here is to put themselves in front of people that want to buy, sell, and invest in real estate. So one strategy I did when I first started is I went to places like OpCity, HomeLight, UpNest, by Realtor.com, My Agent Finder. You can even YouTube this. There's a stately.com. There's so many other online lead platforms. I'm hearing about Grizzly Leads lately. So for that comfortability of getting in front of people, that's kind of the direction I went. I didn't want to spend any money on Facebook ads or pay-per-click leads. I have dabbled into it over the last few years, but it's not really panned out for me. So I just stick towards that direction. And now I'm heading my business more into seminar work with first-time home buyers, downsizing classes, things like that. So
well, and let me just interject on the seminars is there's got to be a way to get the word out for these seminars in different places. Meetup is a fairly inexpensive one. Eventbrite is actually one that I don't know if you knew this, but Eventbrite does push out to the world. We had a pumpkin patch client appreciation thing, and we did an Eventbrite, and my assistant didn't make it private. And we had some people show up, and I was like, and you are, and they were like, oh, we saw it on Eventbrite. I was like, oh, cool. Will you write your name and address down, please, so that I have it? And so it was totally weird. I didn't mean for it, but I was like, yeah, here's your free donuts and pumpkin. I was like, okay, good on them. They just figured it out and registered and came and showed up. And I, hey, I didn't know, but make sure that if you're going to do your marketing based product, that you do get some type, or your prospecting based, because that webinar is the prospecting part. That's the active you doing it. Just add a little bit of, you don't have to put money into it, but you can, right? To get a little bit wider reach and get some people to show up. you could try it, test run it, right? Run an ad for $30 and see if you get more people showing up.
Yeah, Eventbrite I use, it's free. And it's awesome because once you set it up, it's like clockwork. If you have another date in the future that you're doing a class, I mean, you can rerun the same ad, just change the date. So it's awesome in that sense where once it's templated, it's kind of a pretty easy thing to re-update and push forward. So
Also,
yeah.
I want to tell me about the title of your workshops. Are you guys doing learn to buy a home for little to no down? Are you doing something like that? Think about what people are thinking about. Think about what people are searching about, and title your thing on Eventbrite or Meetup with that title, right? Because people aren't going Jason Lincoln's down payment assistance program, right?
Yeah.
They're not doing that. They're actually going, how do I buy a house with little to no down, right?
Right.
And they're trying to say with zero down. That's the word they're using, with no money down or zero down. So kind of think through that for your title and stuff. What is the outcome they're trying to get? Very good.
Very good.
Very good. Okay, so I had a rash of signups for home buyer ed that were out of state using Eventbrite in third quarter. I figured out that it was from boosting running an ad. Oh, okay. And so you boosted it right in Eventbrite then, right, Melanie? Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I always feel like, so we have an ad platform Keller Williams does called Campaigns, and so we can do paid ads. And I always do $30 at a pop, and I do 5 to 6 days total because I want to see the actual impact. Because at $5 a day, that's kind of the sweet spot for the impact. So I'm going to try the Tour Homes Now one and see what happens with it to see if it brings, because we're going to see a market that is pretty hot, and we need to. In the back of my mind, it's always like, how can I get a Redfin ready buyer into my pipeline? And along the lines of I just signed a $2 million buyer on Monday, and they were organic. So my website, I showed you the Eastside Real Estate Team. I don't spend any money for ads on that. So any leads that come in are direct or they're search engine optimized. But I did a lot of work on that site over the years to get that Google juice, right? So that is the time side of advertising, like Jim was mentioning, when people are searching for people. So I actually have to find out a little bit more about how our websites at Keller Williams can work that same way, because you've got top areas right here, say Kirkland, that have just a home search. But if we go to my site, the eastsiderealestateteam.com, and you go to communities, you go to Eastside Communities, and then you go to, say, Lakemont, and now I've got like a little blurb on Lakemont. This is keyword optimized. And then here's the details about Lakemont, and there's the properties about Lakemont. So it's actually very keyword centric. East side, and you can go cities, Bellevue with the neighborhoods. So it's broken them out a little bit more. Yeah.
So your east side is not with command, right?
Say that again.
Your east side website, is it with
No, that's not command. No.
Okay.
Vance, you said Scott Leroy can help you with that kind of customization on your site?
Yeah, they can, Dan. You should reach out to them. It's amazing what Scott's doing these days. Yeah, and of course
With the Keller Williams websites.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I probably should, because I used to be like the tech nerd that knew everything about what we can do, and then these new websites rolled out.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Well, that's about all the time we got. Any final thoughts? I feel like everybody walked away with something today, yeah? That's kind of my goal, is that you spend an hour. We got some good stuff. Austin, what's the name of your home inspection services?
My company is Transparent Inspections.
Excellent. I'll Google you.
Sounds good. I'll be there.
Yeah, you should post that on our group.
Yeah, actually post a link in the chat.
Or give us a card.
How are you gonna get the card in the chat?
Picture of the
QR
card.
code.
Yeah, something.
my card is transparent. I had to do it with the name of my company, so it doesn't show up well in the pictures.
Oh, nice.
Of course it's transparent.
I can't
So-
see it. There it is. It is transparent.
But
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Good to see you, Conrad.
Enjoy your
Thank
weekend.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Dan.
See ya.
Bye.
See you, man.